We're now going to discuss our final segment of the integument, or final section of the integumentary system, talking about development and aging of the integumentary system. The integument develops from 2 germ layers, and we should know that, and we should know the developmental origins, the nails, hair, and the glands, be able to explain the changes to the skin with age, and list factors that contribute to skin aging. Around week 7 for the basically for the skin, or the integument in general. The ectoderm forms a layer of squamous epithelium, becomes periderm and the basal layer of the skin, and the basal layer forms all the epidermal layers, that stratum basale or stratum basale, right? By week 21, there's the formation of the stratum corneum and friction ridges, which is what we often talk about for our fingerprints, but it's also true of skin in general. And the periderm eventually is sloughed off, and it mixes with sebum to produce this coating on the fetus skin known as the vernix caseosa. And development around week 11, the dermis is derived from the mesoderm, and mesoderm becomes mesenchyme. By week 32, fingernails and toenails form. But between weeks 9 and 12 for the hair follicles appear with pockets of cells and hair buds. With week 20, the skin layer, sweat, and along with the hair with sebaceous glands appearing also on the palms and the soles as well, later in other regions. And then skin changes with aging. With reduced number and activity of stem cells, skin repair process slows. Thin skin is less likely to protect from trauma, obviously with thinning skin with aging, due to the process slowing, due to the number of inactivity of stem cells being reduced. Fewer collagen fibers exist. The elastic fibers lose their elasticity. Crease lines form, become wrinkles, and essentially with losing elasticity, you get necrosis to some extent, where skin or cell death, right, plays a role with that as well. The immune response is decreased due to fewer dendritic cells, the immune system response, immune cells. Hair follicles produce thinner hair or none at all. And UV radiation plays a big role. The more exposure to the skin with ultraviolet radiation, particularly UVA rays, damage to the DNA and the epidermal cells, accelerates aging, and is a predominant factor in skin cancer, right? The malignant basically cancer, opposed to being benign issues. Skin cancer is the most common type of cancer, and it's typically on the head and the neck are the most exposed areas or areas of concern, needing to either be covered or where sunscreen should be present when exposing more than 10-15 minutes to the sun, and particularly in more in lower equatorial regions or closer to the equator or higher regions elevation-wise, let alone certain times of year or certain times of day, right? And fair-skinned individuals, of course, are at highest risk. Now, with Botox and wrinkles, which is a common treatment people often use for trying to deal with their wrinkles, Botox is a treatment for wrinkles. It's caused by facial muscle expression, and it's actually going to block the nerve impulses to facial expression muscles. So when people get Botox shots, they lose more and more of their nerve impulse function, so the ability to actually show emotion in the face and show facial expressions can gradually be lost with enough Botox shots. That said, this Clostridium botulinum toxin decreases or eliminates the wrinkles. Sure, it's injected into specific facial muscles, but it's got a temporary effect only. It also doesn't necessarily last. And it's also going to be questionable how much of a long-term role it plays with nerve impulse by damaging potentially nerves over time is a potential concern, all depending upon who's doing the Botox treatments and if they know what they're doing. That said, muscles can regain and let the individual's response as well. Muscles regain function, and procedure must be repeated over time to keep those wrinkles away. So what did you learn? What are the 2 primary germ layers that form the integument? You should be able to do that. And how do UV rays contribute to skin aging? And that is the integumentary system.